Welcome to the Urban Influencers Podcast. It's your girl Yolanda Neely. I got a special guest with me, Mr. Victor Orlando. He's a writer, producer. You know what? I'm not even going to tell everything you. I'm going to let you tell everybody what you do. No, you want me to do it? Okay. There's a whole list, and I got to read it because that's how much it is. It's not like, oh, he's a singer. No, this man is a Grammy nominated musician, singer, actor, comedian, writer, producer, and director, and one of the best percussionists in the world.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. When I was reading all about you, I was like, my mouth dropped. And the people that you have worked with.
Yeah, those are blessings.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 Wow, you are amazing. You are
Well,
amazing.
thank you. I'm still learning and still climbing.
Mhm. You know, tell us well, first of all, tell us how you got started in the business.
Well, I popped out about in 52. I'm
Oh,
here,
okay.
and then I almost died.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
straight up from the pop out. I had a hernia and yellow
Wow.
jaundice in me.
Okay.
So that made me real weak and feeble, and I almost just was like, poof.
Wow.
But as I say, later in years, God had a plan, and
Mhm.
that wasn't for me to go poof that day.
Not that day.
Not that day.
Not
We
that
had
day.
a poof
Okay.
day, but it wasn't that one.
Awesome.
And I
Awesome.
I didn't know anything about liking music as embodiment of me
Mhm.
until about 60, 62, 64, 65. Basically, when the Beatles came over, I
Okay.
really was into their music and into a lot of rock music, Led
Okay.
Zeppelin, Joe Cocker, the Beatles, Three Dog Night, all of the rock groups I was into.
Okay.
Elton John. That started my head into the clothes, the stage, and the music.
Okay.
And playing in, playing in bands in Dallas, we
Mhm.
became the top of the line, the best bands that were in Dallas.
Okay.
But after you get to the top, there's nowhere else to go.
Absolutely.
And everybody knows you, everybody knows you're good, everybody knows you're this, that, and the other. And I wanted something more,
Mhm.
and I got it. I got a baby. I got pregnant. Well, I got married, and we got pregnant, and we had a baby.
Okay.
And then that's when everybody wanted me to stop doing what I won't say dreamed about, but knew that's what I was doing, and just become a baby daddy.
Right. Get a job.
And that didn't. I was trying to do both: be a baby daddy and be a musician.
Okay.
But nobody would let me be a baby daddy and a musician. They only wanted me to cut the other part out of my life.
Mm.
So they figured if I wasn't gonna cut it out of my life, they would. So everybody disappeared. The
Wow.
wife, the mother-in-law, my mother, all the older people. Everybody was just basically against what I was doing,
Mm.
and that was it. And that's why, with that little bit of a story, that's why I say, parents, if your kids are doing something, support them, get behind them, because somewhere in their head, that's what they know they want to do.
Mhm.
And if you can support it, maybe it'll turn into something. But if you take a pickaxe and just try to whittle away and beat them down, your kids are going to hate you. They're going to be bruised. They're going to be damaged. And it shouldn't be that way.
You're right.
I didn't know what I was going to do or supposed to do or was
Mhm.
going to do for music, but I would have done a lot more if I was supported.
Mhm.
Now, I had an aunt, which was my mother's sister, that went out and bought me a set of drums because she supported what I said. And I had a set of drums in her backyard practicing
Mm.
until my mother found out.
Okay.
And then we got the adults fighting about that. So I'm like, wow, this is deep. Because basically, I was the first in Dallas to do anything outside the box, as you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, since everybody left my side, other than my brothers and sisters and stuff like that, the younger people saw what I was doing. They were cool with it. It
Mm-hmm.
was just the old folks, as they say.
Right.
And it was one guy, and I guess it was God sent that said, hey, let's go to Los Angeles because Ike and Tina Turner is going to put us in their band. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But we got to drive down to San Antonio on the Army base so I can tell my wife, his wife, that we were going to LA.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, fine. You got any money? Okay, Danny. Yeah, I got some money, man. Let's go. Because I was the money guy.
Okay.
Gas, and he had the car. Got down to the base, spent all the money. He got put in jail. I'm stuck at his wife's barracks with her. We all went to high school together. So it
Okay.
wasn't like I was a stranger. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm in somebody's barracks with her. He's sitting in jail under 30-day something he messed up and did down there. I'm stuck. Can't go back home because I've made this big declaration. I'm leaving. At what age? I was young, but it's like I'm leaving,
Mm-hmm.
but only to turn around a few days later and to come back because we got stuck in. So in San Antonio, I sold two of my drums to a guy on the army base to get money to get on a Greyhound and come to Los Angeles, and
Wow.
that is the beginning. So I'm sitting in the not knowing I'm sitting in the bus depot in Los Angeles with clothes wrapped around me here and drums wrapped around me there, and I'm hovered looking all around at the crazies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a book. It's a
It's a
book in there
book,
some.
yes.
It's a book in there somewhere.
I'm sure, yes, you definitely need to write that book. So, did you ever connect with, Ike and Tina Turner?
Oh, so he stayed in jail while I left and came to LA. I was
Okay.
like, you know what, dude, you're gonna get me in trouble later for you and your mess.
Mhm.
I went and found the people that he said was going to put us in Ike and Tina Turner. And the words were Danny was an embellisher.
Oh,
Danny was a liar.
okay,
But
okay.
he told me that. They said, oh, wow, really? He said that? No, what we said was, if, big word,
Mm,
if you're ever in Los Angeles, drop by the studio and say hi.
that's a whole different
How did you
conversation.
get they're
Yes.
gonna put us in the band out of it?
Right.
But I took it later as God just took me
Mhm.
from one place to another with a messed up vehicle to do it.
Right.
So I became friends with the people, never got with Ike and Tina Turner, never even met Ike and Tina Turner, but I met the band
Okay.
and the guys and just met them, said hi, and I was like, okay, I met them and said hi. They didn't put me in the band. Now what am I gonna do? Hmm.
Mhm.
That's what started the journey of I called a friend. I had a friend in Dallas who said, you can stay with my sister. Not to say I was a playboy or nothing, but I was like, oh snap, I got a girl, a house, and a place when I get to LA.
Mhm.
He didn't say his sister was 15 and she was living with her mother.
Oops.
I
Okay.
called I called the number he gave me and she answered and we talked and she said, hold on. She handed the phone to her mother.
Mm. Okay.
I was like, oh snap! This is not that kind of a party,
Mm-mm.
ma'am. Your son gave me this number and said to call if I needed some help. I have nowhere to go. Lady was nice as sweet potato pie.
Okay.
Cleaned out her sewing room, let me live in her sewing room or stay in her sewing room in
Wow.
her house. That came down to Greyhound and picked me up with her daughter.
Wow.
And I was like, "Thank you." I'm from Texas, and we're apologetic and thankful. Well,
Mm,
you better be if you got good parents, a good upbringing. You be apologetic for. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry. I appreciate it and thankful.
mhm,
And she let me stay there, and I didn't want to be a bother to her. So I'm looking around. What do I do? Ooh, I got some relatives here. Let me call them.
mhm,
So I called my mother's, let me see, my mother's sister's daughter, which
mm,
would be my cousin, but
cousin.
she's older.
Oh,
So
okay.
she's not a cousin, she's an aunt.
Okay.
She's older, but she drops down into the aunt bracket with my
Okay.
real aunt. So I had an aunt Lucille and an aunt Sini, which Sini was actually a cousin.
Right.
But they were cool for a minute. They came and got me from the lady's house, took me to their house.
Mhm,
And I'm like, okay, I'm here, I'm with relatives. I gotta find where the music scene is.
mhm,
And what and my I just talked to my cousin, my the aunt that was my aunt, the aunt that was my cousin has
mhm.
died.
Okay.
So her kids are my second second cousin, second
Mhm,
line of cousins.
mhm,
So there's just two of them left. And I just talked to one and asked her, have she heard from her dad? Her dad is still living. He kind of
mm.
got dementia, but he's still living. But that was the guy that really started the whole thing. He said the words that a musician, now I know a musician never wants to hear.
What's
Boy,
that?
you need to get up and go get a job. Everybody in this house work. If you're going to stay here, you need to get up and find something.
Mm.
I didn't come here to work.
Right.
I
You get
came here to find music. But you're not you doing the folks thing back in Dallas on me.
mhm,
I went to a club one night. I saw a band. I was like, oh my God, they're playing funk music, old school funk, 70s. And they don't have a conga player. They took a break. I asked the leader, can I sit in, which is the word for, hey, can I come and just barge in on your set and sit in?
mhm.
He said, yeah. The first blessing I got was somebody gave me the keys to their car and let me go home to my aunt's place and get my drums.
Mm.
I don't still to this day don't know how that happened. That somebody just, oh, well, man, here, take my keys, go get my stuff, and then come on back. So I did and came
Mhm,
back and set up and played. I was telling the drummer my story, like exactly what I've just told you up to now.
mhm.
And he said, man, you bad, you bad. You don't need to go through all that. You need to just be able to play. I said, yeah. He said, come live with me and my wife. You can play every time we play, and you don't have to pay rent. Just come live with us so you can get that pressure off of you.
Mm.
And that was what I did. I moved out of my cousin's house, went
Mhm.
to their house, and every weekend that they played, I played.
Wow. And
And
made
that,
money.
huh?
And made money.
And made money. And well, back in '70s, it was a $50 gig type
Okay.
thing. It
Okay.
wasn't what I'm making now. I can make up to 500 to 1,200 by myself for myself now
Mhm.
on different.
Okay.
It depends on the situations.
Gotcha.
But and nobody better not come to me talking about, hey man, I got this gig. It's only paying $50, $75. Dude, that was 1970 salary. This is 2022.
I gotcha.
How much of that are you pocketing? Because now I'm smart.
Mhm,
Now I know you just paid somebody $2,000 and he gonna turn around, man, I ain't paid me a lot, man. I can only give you $50. And
mhm.
people are still saying that.
They are. Exactly. I
There's
feel
still
bad. Yeah.
it's pretty much maybe all over
Mhm.
different parts of the state.
Mhm.
But in LA, this is LA. You shouldn't be saying that.
Right.
But I said, really, man? And you know what? I'm booked that night. I'm watching the paint dry in my kitchen while I painted the refrigerator. That's what I'm doing that night.
Okay.
$50.
Okay.
So after playing with this guy, Tony, and his wife for a minute, and it was cool,
Mhm.
real cool. I got the ventures. I needed to venture out.
Mhm.
So again, I ventured up to another club in Hollywood. I made it to Hollywood
Mm.
because they were living in Inglewood, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. And I made it to Hollywood and saw this club. It was called The Sold Out
Mm.
on Sunset and Wilcox. Went in and saw what was a multicultural black and white, all horn, Casey and the Sunshine, Earth, Wind, and Fire Commodores type ish band.
Mhm.
No percussion. I started flapping my gums. Hey man, I'm percussion. I just got him down. I don't want to play. Blah blah blah. Just
Mhm.
they said they were a touring band. They were only in LA for 3 months, and then they were on their way back to Canada,
Mm.
and they hired me.
Wow.
First tour, Tony and Patty said, "Cool, go do your thing. You can always come back and play with us when you get back, if that's what you want to do." First tour, first group, first big group I got with, off to Canada, Halifax, Nova Scotia, for 9 months.
Wow.
That, and I'm a kid, so my eyes are like, so that's where I was in Halifax to start my whole life story career after all of the crazy.
Mhm.
Then that started it.
Wow. Wow. Who are some of the, musicians that you have worked with? I mean, some of the artists that you've worked with.
Well, let me wake up everybody from that story, which was long and boring and sleepy. Wake up, y'all.
Now, who are some of the folks?
So when I got back, I started then playing with different people,
Mhm.
different groups, different people, meeting them. And I ran into a guy that hooked me up with Buddy Miles.
Okay. Wow.
And then I met a guy that got me hooked up. He was with a group called Ozone,
I remember them.
and they were on a Motown label, and they
Mhm.
they were like the house band for quite a few acts. So
Mm.
I ended up playing with Tina Marie. I ended up doing
Okay.
some smoky stuff. Ended up playing with Ozone, which led to doing. Why am I burping and sleepy? Cause you didn't go to bed at 4 o'clock this morning. That's why. Online trying to push your songs,
Okay.
but but that led to a Reverend James Cleveland.
Wow.
I did his album.
Okay.
We did a Ozone did a live album featuring him, so I was on that, and I got my first Los Angeles
Uh-uh.
big disappointment when my friend that hooked me up with Billy Preston got me in the studio, cut the album. Album came out. I flew to the record shop and thumbing through the albums, looking for that Billy Preston album, because that was the biggest thing for musicians. Go to a record store and read the back of it. We didn't read books. We read the back of album covers.
Mm.
That's how you knew who was on what. So if you ever met them, you'd have something to talk about. Man, I love your stuff. I love what you did on George Duke album. I love blah blah blah. That's how you start a connection of conversation.
Right.
So I get the brand new Billy Preston album. I pull it up. I flip it over, and my name is nowhere to be found. Big disappointment. So later on in life, I found out they make a final decision on what goes on there, and if they want to kick you to the curb and throw you on the bus or kick you off the song, they do. That's on them.
Mhm.
And I'm like, snap. Well, It was fun. It was an experience, but I know I did it. And
Mm.
what was weird, not only did that happen in the beginning of my career, but when I ended up doing Tupac's album, same thing. I did,
Wow.
with the exception, they kept my tracks. And I
Okay.
went in, me and my friend, she was an actress. She's the one that turned me on to it. And we were like, you didn't put my name on the album. So
Mhm.
you got Ditsy Betty that didn't write all the stuff down correct. And my name just got ignored from the credits on the album. The Rose Grows in the Concrete or something, that was the name of the title of the album. This is after he died. And
Okay.
this was like an album where they had all sorts of superstar rappers come in and do either his songs or do start out doing a song, and then they would bring in a track of Tupac's and add to that.
Mhm.
So I think his mother, Afeni, was still alive at that
Oh,
time. So
okay.
I did it. I was happy. It was nice. It was cool, but not to see my name on that. And then when I, you know, got angry a little, because I don't curse, so I
Okay.
didn't. You didn't put my name.
Okay.
Oh, sir, we're gonna get it on the next shipment. Now I've been in the business a minute. I was like, really, ma'am? You're
Right.
gonna actually have another whole shipment of this albums just to put my name on it.
Not.
This is the last ship. This is the one on and only shipment you're gonna do. He ain't alive to promote it. You're not gonna do another shipment, so don't play me. But to listen to the album, now I know my sound. I know what I play and how I
Mhm.
play. I'm like, that was me. No, that was
Mhm.
me too. I'm on that one. I know it's me.
Mhm.
So I left it at that. That I could say it because I know it's me on it,
Right.
and I'm not trying to prove nothing to anybody. Excuse me. I'm not trying to prove nothing to anybody. If I say I did it, I did it. If I didn't, I didn't.
Mhm.
And if you want to believe me, you can. If you don't, you don't. I'm
Right.
way too far in the game now to even care.
Exactly.
I
So
just try to do the albums I do and be happy.
so tell us about, this new project that you got. You got a new single and everything.
Oh yeah. So through the journey, I played with Gap Band, Shaka,
Mhm.
LL Cool J, Bobby Womack, Switch, uh,
Mm.
uh, Sherelle, uh, Shanice,
Mm.
uh, Sly Slick and the Wicked. As I say, the list goes on. But in all of that, I never wrote one song. And
Mm.
all of those people, I never scribbled down one lyric. I play percussion, I play drums, but I play percussion and left it on the table. And then I was married second time. One, two, second time. After the wife and them in Dallas. So got divorced and came out here and found somebody and got married. Some kind of way, it was, as they say, your time, that time. So I've always been, God runs me and my life.
Mhm.
I may not listen all the time, but I know He runs me in my life.
Mhm.
Neither does a lot of people. They
Right.
don't listen. That's why you're either in a situation that you're in or whatever because you didn't listen to, not God texting you or saying, hey, you need to do this from in heaven. You
Mhm.
got that thing inside of you, and it tells
Exactly.
you right from wrong, good or bad, do or don't do. Those are the and when you get something, a feeling that says do,
Mhm.
or you get that feeling you're getting ready to stick your finger in the fire and it says don't on
Mm.
the inside of you, don't do that. That's not just the feeling, that's God telling you
That's
don't do that.
that's right.
So I'm laying in the bed and I'm laying on my pillow. Now I'm tapping beats
Mm.
and I'm like, what is this about? Well, God is like, basically, I'm getting you ready because you're getting ready to do your first album. Oh, whoa, whoa, I don't even know how to turn no buttons in the studio. I don't know. No, not me. He's like, yeah, watch what I do. So he kept putting stuff at me to let me know I got a little something and I need to work with it. So I set up my keyboards, I set up drums, I set up microphones, and I started taking my little ideas and just tapping them on the drum machine and recording it. And then picking out what I want to pick out with my one finger on the keyboard because I
Mhm.
don't know how to play keyboards. But I can
Mhm.
pick it out. I can say do, re, mi, dun, dun, dun. I'll find that. And then I
Mhm.
put a beat behind it. So now I'm in bed and horn lines are coming to me and lyrics are coming to me. And I'm writing stuff down. And I used to be out doing something at work or whatever, and a amazing horn line would come to me, and I would pick up the phone and call home and put it on the answering machine. Ooh. That thing that collects your phone answering machines when people
Yes.
call.
Yes.
And I'd call my wife. I said, "Honey, I just put a horn line. Do not erase that on the answering machine till I get home." So that's what I was doing.
Mhm.
I finally got 4 songs into the computer, that not the computer, but the drum machine that I was using.
Mhm.
She was barking at me and flustering me and bugging me. Clear out the living room. It's Christmas. I got to put the stuff up, the trees and the lights and the this, that, and the other. I clear everything out and put it in the garage. January comes. I set it all back up.
Mhm.
And Yolanda, I hit the button to hear what I did to get my juices flowing again,
Mhm.
and there was nothing.
Oh no. Oh no.
4 amazing songs:
Gone.
reggae, funk, Latin. There was nothing.
Oh my.
Why?
Why?
Because I didn't save it. I didn't save it because I'm getting all this up in here, like Martin,
Yes.
all up in here. That's Martin. I'm
Exactly.
getting all of this up in here and I'm getting flushed. Okay, okay, let me get it out. So in the frustration, I never hit save. Every other day, every day when before at the end of the night when I finish, I hit save. So next day it's there.
It's there.
You say put it in the garage. Nah, I don't
Mhm.
hit save. Come back. So I call up my friend who works for Roland, the,
Mhm.
the, the keyboard company.
Mhm.
I say, you sold me this mess. Now tell me how to find my songs. He said, you hit save. I said, that would be the reason why I'm calling you. No. I said, but the song's got to be in there somewhere. You the tech. Where can we find a fingerprint blueprint of that song? It's gone, man. I was like, oh, you should. The bricks that fell in my stomach. I must have chewed
Mm.
a whole ton of bricks. That's how heavy my stomach felt, because that was my first time ever doing that. And I felt very good about it. Now it's gone. So I
Mhm.
went to Best Buy and bought a hand microphone,
Mm.
hand tape recorder.
Right.
Okay, got my horn line right there. Nobody can make me erase. It's there. So
Mm.
I had to. Oh, I didn't remember not one of those songs. So they were gone.
Mhm.
So now what God is having me tap on the pillow and write down was new.
Mm.
Everything was brand new. I couldn't tell you if you said I got you $2 billion. Can you tell me what name of one of the songs were? I'd still be as poor as I am now. I wouldn't have them 2 billion. I couldn't remember. So
Wow.
that's why I got the tape recorder, and that translated into today, into now. When
Mhm.
I do stuff, I tape it on my phone.
Mhm.
There's a voice, something on the phone,
Yep.
and I do the horn lines. I'll sit up and tap the drum parts, but I get the inspiration pretty much when I go to bed.
Mm.
That stuff will start coming to me when I'm asleep.
Mhm.
And God is like, you want to get up and write this down? I'm like, yeah, I think I better write this down. So I started writing lyrics and writing lyrics. One time I had a song in my head. It was a great song. I loved it. And I wrote first and second verse. I'm laying there. And the third verse comes to me. Okay, okay, God, I'll get it. I'll get it tomorrow. You need to wake up now. Okay, I'll get it. I'll get it. And one more of them wake up nows came, and I was like, okay, okay, you're bugging me, but I'm gonna get up and write this third verse.
Mm-hmm.
I got up, wrote the third verse. I went and laid back down. Then the horn lines came to me. And then I'm like, you ain't gonna let me sleep, are you? So me and God got this comical thing. We have a whole comedy routine going.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you ain't gonna let me sleep, are you? Till I do something with his horns. Got the phone and sung the horn lines in. I said, is that it? Can I sleep now? And I laid down and nothing came. So I'm like, okay, I can sleep. And I went to sleep. But I
Mm.
had the third verse and the horn lines. But
Wow.
that's how I learned how to do my, because it with the Gap Band, they're in there doing Party Train, Outstanding, blah blah this, blah blah that. I never went in. I went in and listened at the playback, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't throw in a, hey, won't you try Don't Miss That Train or You'll Be Late, Party Train. I didn't say that. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't throw nothing into the pot. I just shut my mouth and just stood there
Okay.
enjoying the ride, not
Gotcha.
knowing one day God was going to call upon me to do what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And COVID hit, shut everybody and everything down,
Mm-hmm.
got us all frustrated. I don't even want to get into the that governmental theories of none of that. I did when it all started coming down really hard. And I think it was Christmas or Easter.
Mm-hmm.
I did what Charlton Heston said do. Throw some blood on the front of your door, close your door, and the angel of death will pass over.
Mm-hmm.
So, metaphorically, I just sprinkled my hand, closed my door, and said, I'm not even worried about COVID. If I die, I die. If I don't, I don't. But I'm not going to kill myself in fear of just sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm hearing everybody else, oh, I'm house something. I'm locked in. I'm going. I'm stir crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All of that. And I was sitting here watching TV, watching too much of it. You
Mm-hmm.
got Trump, you got Corona, you got people dying, you got all of that. And that was sucking the life out of me. And I didn't know it.
Mm-hmm.
Watching that TV every day, listening to them people every day sucked me till I started feeling depressed.
Yeah.
And God said, what do you do? So I play music. Well, let's play some music. So, okay. I found this the tribute to Go-Go on BET one day,
Mm.
and I love Go-Go, and they had the whole. I was like, oh man! So now, all of the stuff that's happening on TV and in the world is kind of away from me because I'm into the Go-Go, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, think, and I got my little table, which is what we own now. So when the show was over, I kept ding, 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 and I'm sitting there, and God said, got you where I want you. Now watch what I tell you. COVID is over. It's time to party. Mm. I said, rhymes, sounds good. One day COVID gonna be over with.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, when I finished it, I'm like, okay, everybody that's saying you're upset about this, that, and the other, let's do this. Close your front door, forget about the world, and party. Party on your own. Party in your living room. That was the whole total meaning behind the song COVID is over. Time to party. But when COVID reared its ugly head and they decided, well, we made enough money off of COVID. Let's see if we can make money off of COVID 19. Let's see if we can make money off of it's a variant. Let's see if we can make money off of COVID D. They started just like like the hurricanes down in Florida, just putting names on it. Here
Mm-hmm.
comes another. Let's throw a name on it. Here comes the. Oh, let's put a name on that one. Oh, let's go get a monkey now and call it monkeypox. Let's go there. So every day, every week, Every month, every year is something.
Yeah, it's something.
I don't have time for something. Let's make some music and have fun.
Right.
So I did it for myself so
Mm-hmm.
that I wouldn't go down the rabbit hole of depression.
Right.
Let's make this party song. And I tapped out stuff and said stuff and put stuff in the microphone and got the band together, went over to the studio. Everybody that came in knew absolutely nothing. I said, play this.
Mm.
Horn player, trumpet and trombone, all three of y'all. One, two, three. Perfect. Love it. I love it. Let's go with that. Keep that. They ain't wrote nothing down. They ain't looked at nothing. They heard what I had to say. Keyboard. I just want you to give me chords here and chords there and E to what I'm singing you, the melody of this song.
Mm-hmm.
Bass, same thing. Drums, give me this beat. I went and sit down and played the beat. And then I said, okay, give me that beat. He gave me that. Next thing I know, I'm hearing it come back across the speakers. And I'm like, that's my song.
Wow.
That's what God said, per se, in my head. It traveled down through, came out of my mouth into their ears, into their hands and body. And now it's on tape. And now I'm hearing it. So I'm always saying anything that I've written, I'm hearing my ideas come back and hit me in the face. But
Mm.
the biggest part of all of that is let one somebody else like it.
Mm-hmm.
If one somebody else like it, you just got to find them other 10 million people like that one per, because everybody's not gonna like COVID is over, time to party, or be ready, or any of, there's gonna, five people, one somebody's not gonna like something.
Mm-hmm.
It was all right, but you should have did this, you should have did it. Yeah, it's all right. Well, give me the other four that, man, that's bad. Loved it. Oh, it was beautiful.
Right.
I'll take them four because you made me appreciate what I did. And I thank
Exactly.
God that I did what he wanted me to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now hush so you can talk.
No, but that makes a lot of sense because people will give you their 2 cents, you know.
Yeah, and then and
It's
they put their 2 cents in the album making.
it's exactly. And
One producer in New York said, "Well, man, I don't know how to label you, Prince. You don't label me."
well, what I was gonna ask you though, because when I heard the single "Get Be Ready," is it "Be Ready"? Yes. In fact, we're gonna let folks hear it, just a little sample of it. But I was like, is it gospel? Is it R&B? Or is like you said, is it like a little party song? And
Right.
now speaking to you, I understand. Because
Yeah.
one thing about you, I can tell you're a believer and you got God in your life, and that's how you live your life. So you can hear that. So
Yeah.
now it's like, okay, so it's interesting. You're definitely in a lane by yourself.
Yeah. Well, I didn't, like I said, I never wrote anything and never even thought about writing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Be Ready came to me when I went into the hospital because I'm a cancer survivor. I went
Okay.
in with cancer.
Okay.
I had prostate cancer as a man, scared to death. I went in horizontal so they can fix me. I just wanted to come back out vertical
That's
and live
right.
my life and
Mm-hmm.
tell people and help people from that. So I was like, well, the only thing I can tell you is to be ready. Because once you go in, whatever's behind you that you left, if you don't come out vertical, you need to have all of that taken care of. Be ready for. I don't want anybody to do a GoFundMe when I die. It means that I wasn't ready to die.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
want. So when I got ready to do Bobby Womack tour, we're getting ready to go to Europe, and I was like, it's gonna be a long time for long. You know what? Let me write a will. I wrote my will. I put it in the back of my Bible, and I called my daughter in Dallas, Candace. If anything ever happened to me, you will. All you have to do is come to the house, find my Bible, go to the back. There's the will. You can give all my drums stuff. I have 5 kids, 5 grandkids, and 5 great grandkids. Divvy up everything with them 15 people, and everybody else can kick bricks. There's no money to get here. There's nothing here. There's nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
My blood and my children will get it, and there will be no arguing, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
And but be ready wasn't written just to open your Bible every day and read and be ready to, it wasn't just that. Get your will ready, get your life together, get your kids together, get your family. Be ready for, and then it hit how Be Ready can really help everybody on TV. Dude comes into the school, kills up a bunch of children.
Mm-hmm.
Dude goes into church, sits there and looks at them, kills a bunch of people. Dude goes into a mall, shoots up the mall.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk out the front door, there is no guarantee you're
Right.
walking back in. Only he knows upstairs. And so that means if you are ready, it doesn't matter what happens to you because he knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'm out, but I want everybody to get ready, be ready. Don't just sit around and aimlessly go through life and not knowing what you're doing.
Right.
So, and then the third verse in that song is about me. The first two verses are universal for everybody, but the third one is about me. It hits home for me, but that third verse could be anybody else that tried to commit suicide. Anybody else that heard God said, "It's not your time. I'm still working with you."
Mm.
And you know, that's the third verse. That was the verse he wanted me to wake up and write,
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote it, which
Okay.
had to do with me. And that's what Be Ready was. Then I went and got my friend because I can sing. I'm a singer, not Luther or Jeffrey Osborne. So I went and got Tony Grant, which is
Mm-hmm.
my close buddy. We used to do gospel plays. A Good Man is Hard to Find. That was a play that was out a few years back.
Yeah, I remember.
We toured the country. Good Man is Hard to Find. And Tony became my friend and my roommate.
Okay.
And now he's with the Temptations, the lead singer with Otis's Temptations.
Okay.
And we go to Reseda Church of Christ together.
Mm, okay.
And he's our music minister at the church. So I said, Tony, whenever you get back in town, let me know. I got some stuff. So he's on three of my new singles for my new album. He's on three of them.
Okay.
And he came in and I said, here's Be Ready. And I sung it to him and I said, that's my melody. You run with it. So he put about 8 backgrounds of him on it and leads. So he's
Okay.
doing the lead and his own background and his own background to his own background.
Okay. Well,
And I just wrote it, I produced it, I heard what I want to hear, I arranged whatever it is I needed to arrange where I wanted it.
mm-hmm.
And then I got another good friend, it's a gold and platinum guitar player producer. He mixed and mastered it to get it where it is. And it's called Be Ready.
Be ready. Yeah, just giving them a taste of your new single, Be Ready. And it's available on all the platforms, right?
Yes, and at victororlando.com.
VictorOrlando.com. Okay. I like that. Now it's gospel to me, so
Well, it's got it's R&B because it's got an R&B flavor.
hmm
It's gospel because it has life-changing words in it.
right.
Um, I wouldn't say it's danceable. It's more inspirational.
hmm
So it's R&B. It's like a Kurt Franklin thing. It's
I got
almost like Stomp minus getting up and dancing to it.
gotcha.
And because at our church, at the Church of Christ, we don't do instrumentals.
hmm
Instrumentation, we do a cappella.
Oh,
There's going to be an a cappella version of this soon too.
okay.
That we just do a cappella.
Okay. Well, I love it. I like it. I love what you're doing and still doing. So, any more touring lately or because of COVID? How's it
We
been
know it started to pick back up again.
going?
I'm battling my medical issues per se. I have
Gotcha.
polyneuropathy. Still, my equilibrium is off on walking and lifting stuff, but
Gotcha.
I'm still getting phone calls. I just did five shows all over California last month. Um, I was, and then this next week I'm in Laguna Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, last month I looked up. I have an empty. My calendar start out like this,
Okay.
empty, 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 and they
Uh-huh.
end up looking like this
Wow.
because I call God my secretary. He books the gig, he writes them down, and then he sends it to me. And
Mm-hmm.
next thing I know, I had an empty calendar, and I looked up. I was booked one, two, three, four, 5 times out of every Saturday in July, and then other days I had shows. Moved on to August, which is now. I ended up being booked. I'm booked. What's the day? Wednesday. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm booked Friday. I'm booked Monday. I got a Zoom next Saturday, and that'll just cover the first half of the month.
Wow.
And but people call me because people know who I am. They call me, hey man, can you do such and such a date? If I'm not booked, yeah. So it all started kind of picking back up. But I did have a nurse to go with me
Mm-hmm.
for feeble health reasons when I get a little feeble.
Okay.
But when I hit the stage, it's all gone.
Of course.
When you get a moment, go by Victor Orlando Facebook page. You'll
Okay.
see the show we did the other night, the San Pedro Music Festival. I was all over the stage, but 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after, I was walking around there on my cane and barely could take 2 steps.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's I thank God He allows me to still do what I do on stage.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. You do what you do and you got a passion and you love it and you know, people try to tell you what you couldn't do, but you're still here doing it.
I'm still doing it, and I am getting ready to have a big birthday in November.
Okay.
Uh, I will be 70 years old.
All right. Well,
As
happy
the Bible
birthday.
says, you will be 3 score and 10.
Three scores and 10. That's all right.
So, but I have a big party coming up. I'm gonna have some people there, and we're gonna do some 70s music and
Mhm.
70s and 80s music of the bands that I played with and some of the people,
Okay.
and just have a good. I've always had a theme party every year somewhere, but this 70s at 70 is gonna be of the bomb.
Right. Awesome. Well, I know it's gonna I wish I was closer by because I would definitely try to come and crash that party because I know it's gonna be on point.
Well, I have a thing called Vic TV, meaning it's my own TV station in my head, but it's
Okay.
Vic TV, and I film like the other night. I filmed us on stage,
Mhm.
and three or four, five other people in the audience filmed it. So I kept as they kept sending me their footage, I
Mhm.
would put their footage up along with my footage. So,
Right.
but Vic TV is always going to fit. Vic TV was out today at the Dallas Cowboy training camp.
Okay.
So we do a lot of stuff other than just the music.
Okay.
And I went out to UCLA one time and filmed the African exhibit that they had out there. Said,
Mm.
This is Vic TV coming to you from UCLA at the African exhibit. Let's walk around and see some of the African artifacts." I do that.
Oh, okay.
Totally different from music, and people's like, "Oh, he's showing us some culture stuff." Yes,
Mhm. That is all right. Well, I'll definitely have to check it out. But, I've enjoyed having this conversation with you or listening to your stories
yeah,
because
listening because I didn't shut up, did I?
but, before I let you go,
Yes.
you got a lot of young musicians out here. You've been in the game for a very long time. What h what could you tell them to how to stay in the game, how to because I was talking to some other musicians on the call, and "We've been here, and we haven't done this, and, radio doesn't do this." What has been your you've been able to stay in the business, work?
Ego,
Mhm.
drop it.
Ooh, okay.
Patience, pick it up. Balance, know how to balance something out. If it works, it works. Keep it. If it doesn't work, don't get frustrated about it. Let it go and move on.
Mm,
Don't let anybody kill your spirit of what you're doing.
mhm,
But first, know what it is you want to do. No, don't just, I want to play and get out there and don't know what you're doing. Know
mhm,
what you want so that when you or me or somebody else walk up to you, what do you do? I'm a such and such. Oh, well, have you done this? Well, I don't know. I was trying. No, then you don't know what you're doing. You're
mhm,
not. You're supposed to be ready to cut it on every second that anybody walks up to you and asks you, "Who are you and what do you do, and
mhm,
why do you do it?" I
mm,
didn't know why I did what I did. I didn't even know I was an artist. I was one of these young people. I didn't know what I was an artist or what I was doing until somebody said, "Dude, stop! You are an artist." That sacred word is, that you see attached to Shaka and Charlie and Bobby and everybody. It's their recording artists. Well, as
mhm.
soon as you made your CD, that made you a recording artist.
Right.
Did you not write the songs on that? That made you a writer.
Mhm,
Haven't you been in the game a long time? That makes you an iconic legend. Oh, don't call me that. I'm okay. I'm not that. Dude, how long you been in this? And what have you done? You're iconic and you're
mm,
legendary. Okay, okay. If you want to call me that, fine. I'll roll with that. But what I try to tell them more than anything, if you do what you do, music, acting, anything to do with the arts, do not die and not leave anything behind. If you came and went and had nothing, that your life was nothing. Don't die without doing a scene in a movie. Don't die without writing a script. Don't die without recording something. Don't die without being on somebody's recording. I now, if I died right now, I got a Grammy nominated CD that I have left and can leave, and 3 new songs.
mhm.
Don't do your craft and have no vision or purpose for it. Don't
Right.
just say, I sing and I want to sing. And the younger people, stop taking cheap money to do what you do. You
Mhm,
think it's cool. Oh, you only have $20. Okay, I'll take that. I just want to sing. Well, you just hurt the other person up the ladder that's trying to get $120 to do
mm,
what they do, because, well, I don't need to pay you 120. I can go to Susie and give her 20.
mhm.
You just messed up for us up the ladder.
Right.
And
Exactly.
then, well, how do I make $120? Stop taking the $20.
Mhm,
Patience. If you're good, it'll come.
mm,
Patience. And if you're good, it will definitely come. And
yeah,
all money ain't good money. That $20, you just, it may help you get some cigarettes and some weed right then, but
mm,
you messed up a whole bunch of musicians up the ladder.
right.
I have a granddaughter that's spoken word, and I've been trying to talk to her because she will, she's there.
Mm,
And yeah, that's the second person in my family that's ever done what I'm doing. Now I will support her and do support her and have heard her, and she's good. First thing comes out of my mouth, dude, you got to lose the profanity.
mm,
Don't nobody, your that little small list of people may want to hear it, but what's gonna make you some money? They
mm,
don't want to hear that. You're
right.
not those top people that they are bleeding because they want them to do that so that they can keep making money, and they can keep degenerating themselves by saying all of that stuff.
Right. Exactly.
If you're gonna do what you're doing, make it clean, make it quality, and it'll get you a lot further.
Mhm. You're right. You're right.
So I don't curse, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I've never done drugs. I've been around all of the bands that have, but not once have any of that passed through me. I am I am an addict. I'm a recovering addict.
Okay.
I had a dozen Krispy Kreme last week, and
Oh my
I
goodness.
apologize. I'm a
So
Krispy Kreme Dr. Pepper addict.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
tried to get off of them. I tried to lose the stomach. I've tried to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Okay.
I pass by Krispy Kreme and that confounded light is on,
Mm.
you can forget it.
And it says the one hot donuts right now when they just
Right
came
now.
out, right now
Right now.
when they come out the oven.
As soon as they go up under that cream, give me them. No, they go over
Mhm,
there. No, no. I want those that just got
mhm.
baptized.
Okay, that just
And
came
then
out.
I get three of them and they say 5.89. And I'm like,
That's a
I'm gonna
lot.
do it this time, but I'm not coming back in there for no $5 for three donuts. A month later, there's that sign again, and that sign's calling my name.
I in Savannah, when I lived in Savannah, Georgia, it was right around the corner, and I just used to like act like it wasn't there. Tell you. Then when I go to Savannah, because I live an hour south of Savannah now in Brunswick, in the Golden Isles area, I'm like, oh gosh, man, if I'm in
Mm.
town and I'm riding down the street and I see it, I'm like, okay, and the sign is on. Yeah,
Well,
they can be very
I know when
addictive.
the sign is always on,
Mm,
and they only have two right now. One in Burbank
mm-hmm.
and one in the hood in LA.
Okay.
Both of them are far from me. So
Wow.
I've grown up to have some willpower. Oh man, I'm gonna go get me some donuts, dude. You know how far that is? That other person, you know how far that is? You know how long it's gonna take you? Man,
Mm-hmm.
you're going all the way over there for three donuts. Oh man, why don't you just go in the kitchen and cook you a cake? Oh man, why don't you just have a Dr. Pepper? All right, I'm not going. So because all of that hit me, but it's just when I'm out and
Right.
like when I go to LA and I have to do something, I purposely go back up Crenshaw because I know that
Mm-hmm.
light's gonna be on between 5 and 10:30.
That's a shame, Victor. That is a shame. But hey,
But
yeah,
I have decreased my Krispy Kreme and Dr. Pepper consumption.
mhm.
I
Well,
only, I
everything.
only I do three and not 12,
Right.
and I do maybe one or two Dr. Peppers, not a whole case.
Right. Everything in moderation now. As we get
Yeah,
older,
everything.
everything's
Yeah,
in moderation. Whatever we do is in moderation. But I am not going to hold you any longer. I so enjoyed this conversation and just learning a lot about you and you got to write this book. I mean, your memoirs are due because you have some incredible stories and you're a great storyteller. So you got to, you got to leave that. At least anything you got to leave that. Those
I've
stories.
been told that so many times,
Mhm.
and I understand it. And as I say, I'm gonna get around to it. Uh, it'll come when it's supposed to come,
Absolutely, it
but
will.
it's there to come because too many
Mhm,
people have said that.
mhm. Yeah,
But
and it
I know there's more songs to write. There's more stuff to get out. I'm
mhm.
just trying to get these songs to get legs on their own, and they can be making money and doing things on their own.
Right.
And then I can move to the next project. I got a, as I call it, a stove full of stuff, and these songs are on the front burners, but
Mm,
the other stuff's on the back burner. It's there
okay.
because I write movies. There's a movie I call Black Dynamite. I'm in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, have you ever seen it?
Uh-uh. I
You've
haven't.
never seen Black Dynamite?
No, I
Well,
haven't.
I'm in there playing Richard Pryor, and I people know me as doing Richard. See, so I'm in there
Okay, I'm gonna
doing
have to
Richard.
I'll look for it indeed.
Yeah, but then I wrote a Mudbone movie for myself. I wrote the character Mudbone, so
Okay.
that's on the back burner, which it was in the front burner because we were looking for distribution and money to
Uh-huh.
finish shooting it, and COVID hit. Everybody put their wallets back in their pocket. It was not nobody was giving up a dime. So
Right.
to the back burner went my movie, my Mudbone movie, and to the front burner came these songs during COVID period. That
Mhm.
those are the times that I wrote this stuff that I wrote because
Okay.
all my instruments are just all over the house here. And when I go by and just touch something, I hear a melody.
Mm.
I can touch one or two things and hear a melody. And
Wow.
if I
Okay.
act on it right then, I got a song.
Okay.
And sometimes I say, God is giving me something. I will come back up with that again. I don't have time to do it right now because I got to go talk to Yolanda. But when I get through, I'm gonna hit
Mhm.
something
That's
and come up
right.
with a song.
Okay. Okay.
So that's how I do it here.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to hearing the whole project. I'm gonna jump on and listen to you. And it's victororlando.com.
Yes, and then my
Okay.
other songs are on there. The
Mhm.
Passage, Be Ready, Time to Party, my
Mhm.
love ballad, which stayed at number one for 4 weeks,
Okay.
for 4 months, is I Think About You.
Mhm.
So, and then the Grammy nominated CD is on there, and then T-shirts and I did have Funjala masks. My band is called Funjala. I had
Mhm.
the COVID mask with Funjala made across. I sold out of those.
Okay.
I took a page from Playboy and I made my own Playboy. I made my own calendar,
Oh, okay.
but I kept my clothes on. Maybe that's why it sold. Oh no, we're not buying. Boy, put your shorts back on.
Okay.
So that sold out. But that was a nice experience. It was me in concert, in different shots and angles and poses for
Gotcha.
12 months. So each month had a different picture of me.
Okay.
I
Okay.
sold that. I'll revisit the calendars at another time, but
Right.
that really was nice.
Okay. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
So
Well,
it's so nice meeting you. Where are you? South Carolina
no,
or
I'm
Florida?
in Brunswick, Georgia, on the coast of Georgia. Love it
Okay.
here. Yeah, nice and nice little laid back in the cut. Lived all over
Okay.
radio,
Are
you
you
know.
anywhere near Tyler Perry?
No, he's in Atlanta actually, and that's about 4.5 hours away.
Oh, okay. So you're further down
Yeah,
away from all of
yeah,
that.
I'm like 45 minutes from the state line of Florida. I'm right in
Oh,
the
oh
middle.
wow. You're going more east.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right on the East Coast, right on the coast.
Wow.
St. Simons, Jekyll Island.
Well, if I make it that way, touring with anybody, I will give you a buzz and let you know I'm coming.
Absolutely.
And if I
Absolutely.
can get these songs to stir up enough buzz,
Mhm.
we can get some promoter to put me. I don't care about the. You started opening act, and you should never
Right.
care about that. That's a stepping stone.
Absolutely,
Be
absolutely.
ready to step on when they call you to do opening act. Be ready.
Be ready. Exactly. Well, see, you get it. You get the business. That's why you're in the business so long. It's some young people, they want a headline. Not yet. You're not ready yet.
Yeah. Oh, you're not ready. I hear people sometime, and I just drop my head. I'm like, what was that? You
Okay.
and I understand, which I didn't understand for a while, the word it.
Mhm.
If you're not it, you're just not it. You're not it.
Mhm.
It everybody that you see out there that's number one, everybody that you pretty much see, they're it for whatever they do.
Mhm.
And those the other 10 billion of people that are trying to do something, if you ain't it, that's why so many people get uh turned down on American Idol and all these other shows because they're not it.
Right.
They may can sing, but you got to have the it something
You gotta be a
package.
star. We used to
The
call it a star, and not everybody's stars. They can
yeah,
sing, they can do but not every you it's a quality, it's a thing, and I know what you're talking about. It's that thing, and it's that, like you said, it's that it factor, and
yeah.
if you have
Well,
that it.
when I how and I won't say how I know I got it, but how I know they say, and now this is I do read my own press.
Mhm.
They say, Negro, when you walk into a room, everybody stopped
Mhm. That's that it thing.
and was waiting for
Mm,
you to either be stupid or real. You can
mhm.
you can walk into a room and they stop and you open mouth. Well, I just came here to audition. They said I did that, sir. We're not having auditions
Mhm.
today. But
And
if you walk it like the other night when we did the show that you'll see on my page,
mhm.
I had this amazing. Earlier, I was in a t-shirt and some sweats,
Mhm.
looking like Country Bunkin' John, setting up equipment. Time for showtime. I got into this outfit that I designed, stayed up to 6 o'clock that morning doing it,
Mhm.
and looked in the mirror like, that's it. Wrapped it
Mhm.
up, put it in the clothes bag. When it was time to change, I changed. My whole band was in white. I changed. When I walked out that dressing room, every head from every dressing room of the rest of the acts is popping out. And I'm getting this, oh man, high fives on the whip. when I hit the stage, every act pretty much was on both sides of the stage, wondering, okay, here's this dude in this outfit. What is he about to do?
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be real or is it going to bust? Are we
Mm.
going to have to play Sandman? And we tore it up.
Mm.
We tore it up. But that's what you call it.
Right.
Because some of the other groups that were before me were not it. And I heard it from the other people that's like, where are we all? Man, y'all should have came on before them because they wasn't. And then I'm
Mhm.
like, I know they were just musicians. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you very much, y'all. We hope you enjoyed it. And they gone.
Mm-hmm.
I came out screaming, we're
Okay.
gonna party like Bootsy.
You put on a show. You came to entertain folks.
Put on a show, entertain people, dress like you are. I've
Mm-hmm.
never worn jeans and a t-shirt on stage.
Wow.
I learned from Elton John, Alice Cooper, Kiss, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Jacksons. All of those people use every color in the crayon box.
Mm.
Sometimes all at once and sometimes separate. And I'm like, that's how they're doing it. That's how I'm gonna do it. And that became a part of my package.
Mm.
So when I hit the stage, I go on there and set up in a t-shirt and some jeans. But when I hit the stage, I'm a designer. It's something I made.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not gonna be on the stage and yeah. That dude got my jacket on. He is sitting there in the jacket that I'm standing up here performing in.
Mm-hmm.
There goes my value. Down. But you
Exactly.
put on something that's blowing everybody away. Where'd you get that? I want one. I
Mm-hmm.
made it.
Mm.
Bam.
There you go.
So anyhow, go
That's
have yourself some lunch.
right. Okay.
And it's great talking to you.
Same here. Victor Orlando on the
Yeah.
Urban Influencers Radio podcast. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so very much.
You're
And I hope to
welcome.
see you again soon.
See you real soon. Okay. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Put a smile on my face. He put fresh air in my body as he woke me with his grace. As I go through my journey, with the Lord showing me the way, I'm so blessed each and every day. Whoa, I don't wanna stumble. Said I don't wanna faint. No. Oh, I don't wanna stumble. He says in his word he's coming back again to get his righteous people that he saved from sin. But on that glorious day when he comes for you and me, will you be ready to proclaim the victory? I don't want to stumble, no. Said I don't want to faint. I want to be ready when the Lord calls my name. I don't want to stumble, yeah. Said I don't want to faint. Well, I've gone through my life with some troubles and strife. There's been some good days and some bad ones too. I wanted to take my life, I must have been out of my mind. But something deep inside says it is not your time. I don't want to stumble, said I don't. No. I want to be ready when God calls my name. I
Trouble in my way, I cry sometimes, even lay awake at night, but that's alright. Trouble don't last always. It's gonna be a brighter day. Hold on, wait and see. Hold on, wait and see. He has what you need. I can see the breaking of day. My breakthrough is on the way. I won't worry, I won't fret. He hasn't found me yet. Jesus, he will fix it. Whatever you're going through, Jesus, he will fix it. Just know he'll see it through. Jesus, he will fix it. Oh, after a while. Woo. I know that he will do it after a while. He's gonna see me through it after a while. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. Don't throw in the towel. That's what quitters do. Whatever the problem is, don't need to worry, have no fear. In time things will change. Just claim it in Jesus' name. Jesus' name. My faith makes me strong. That's why I keep holding on. I don't care what people say. I know he'll make a way. Jesus, he will fix it. Oh, whatever you're going through, Jesus, he will fix it. Just know he'll see you through. Jesus, he will fix it. After a while, after a while, I know that he will do it after a while. He's gonna see me through it after a while. I must admit, I've been broken, but not beyond repair. And I don't know where I would be if you weren't there for me, you put me back. What I need is Jesus. Jesus, he will fix it. Whatever you're going through, Jesus, he will I know that he will. Jesus, he will fix it. After a while, after a while. Trouble, will be over. Yeah, don't need to worry. Trouble will be over. It's gonna be alright. Trouble will be over. Oh, trouble won't last. Trouble will be over. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, he will fix it. Whatever you're going through, Jesus, he will fix it. Just know he'll see you through. Jesus, he will fix it. Let's rock, come on. This song goes out to those who is going through something right now. Don't know which way to turn. Yeah, sleepless nights, crying all night long. It's gonna be alright. Jesus, he will fix it. Yeah, whatever it is, he can fix it. Woo. Don't worry, you're on this space. You're on this space. Ladies and gentlemen, for Group 5, and we out.
One of the most difficult things to do is find yourself in a storm, and while in that storm it seems like everyone who you thought you could count on has walked away, and sometimes it seems like even God himself has forgotten about you. But in spite of that, to still be able to lift your hands and say, Lord, I trust you.
Even though I can't see and I can't feel your touch, I will trust you, Lord. How I love you so much. Though my nights may seem long and I feel so alone, Lord, my trust is in you.
I can't do this by myself.
I surrender to you.
Yeah.
So many painful thoughts travel through my mind, and I wonder how I will make it through this time.
Yeah.
But I'll trust,
It's not easy.
Lord, it's not easy. Sometimes the pain in my life
Makes you seem so far
makes you
away.
seem far away, but I'll trust.
Yeah.
I need to know you're here.
As long as I know you're here, Father, I know I can make it.
Through the tears and the pain,
Thank you, Jesus.
through the heartache and rain, I'll trust you.
Oh God, I trust you. Sometimes it's so hard because everything that I see tells me not to believe.
Everything that I see tells me not to believe, but I'll trust you, Lord. You have never failed me. My past still controls me.
Things that happened to me 10 years ago.
This hurt ever leave.
Yeah.
I can only trust you. No one loves like you do.
But it's the thoughts in my mind.
So many painful thoughts travel through my mind, and I
Wonder how I will make it.
I will make it through.
Oh God, but I
this
trust you.
time. I'll trust, Lord, it's not easy.
Sometimes the pain in my life,
Sometimes the pain
oh
in
God,
my
it makes you seem so far away. Can I get a witness, somebody? But God, I trust you.
I need to know you're here.
Through the tears,
Through the tears and the pain, through the heartache and rain.
anybody ever had to cry late in the midnight hour?
Tears and the pain,
Every tear you've had to cry
through the
through the
heartache
heartache and rain. Come on, take it out through the tears.
and the pain,
Oh, that's right, through the heartache.
heartache and rain.
Listen, somebody's going through something right now, and the devil's trying to convince you that there's no way you can make it out, and he says you're not going to be able to get out of this situation. But I wish somebody would make the devil out of a lie right now and lift your hands and say, God, I will trust you. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know when you're going to show up, but God, I know you're going to do it. God, I know you're going to bring me out. Come on, if that's you, come on, lift your voice and say, I will. Oh, that's right. I'll trust you. Hallelujah. Oh, God, I don't know when the pains go in, but I know, God, you wouldn't put more on me than I can bear. So I trust you in spite of what I see, in spite of what I'm going through. I trust you. God, you never left me. I know you love me. That's why I trust you. Come on, while you take it up. I've had my heart broken. I made some mistakes. God, you still kept me. Oh, God, you're faithful. You see what I'm going through. You know my pain. I trust you. It's not easy for me, but I trust you. I know you're here with me. I'm not by myself. As long as I got you, Jesus, I can make it. I trust you. Yeah. Come on, by your side. I trust you. Oh, God, I just lost my job, but I got more bills than money, but oh, God, I will. The doctor said there's nothing else he can do, but oh, God, my back's up against the wall. Oh, that's right. I trust you.
met you, Jesus, some say I act kinda strange. Whoa, since I met you, Jesus, I'm no longer the same. Whoa, since I met you, Jesus, I don't do the things I used to do. My gray skies have turned blue. It's been a long time ago since I met you. And ever since that day, I've had heaven in my view. Lord have mercy. Since I met you, Jesus, you got me feeling brand new. Because of you, the sky seems more blue and the moon shines brighter each night. I'm not the same, so much has changed since you came into my life. Oh, since I met you, Jesus, today is always better than yesterday. Since I met you, Jesus, life is better than okay. Since I met you, Jesus.